Good morning, students. Today we will learn how to work on a software called Microsoft Excel. In your Windows laptop, if you press the Start button here, the Windows button, you will see Excel application icon like this with the X icon. If you don't see that, in the search box here, you can type EXCEL and you will see the Excel application. You will open the application and it'll open the window for Microsoft Excel like this. Here you will see blank workbook. When you click on blank workbook, it opens the spreadsheet or the workbook in this form. When I press the maximize button on this window, this workbook becomes maximized. Now, Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet program, and a spreadsheet is a workbook or a worksheet. You can see here, this is a spreadsheet. It has got different columns. These vertical lines are the columns and they are named A, B, C, D alphabetically. And to move to the right hand side, you have to scroll. This is the scroll bar here. As you click on the right hand side, you can move across to different columns. To go to the left, you move across this scroll bar. And these horizontal lines are called rows. The rows are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 number wise. And here also you can scroll down with the scroll bar. You can scroll down and scroll up. At the top we have this green bar that is called the title bar. Here the name of the book, the workbook can be given here. Right now it is the new workbook. A number is come along with it, book 6. And this file, home, insert, draw, this are all the menu bar options. In the home menu, we have this ribbon which has got different groups like clipboard, font, alignment, etc. If I click on the insert menu, the ribbon has these different groups, table, add-ins, charts, etc. So now here we click on the home menu, and at at the intersection of the column and the row, and we have a cell. So you can see these small rectangular boxes. These are all different cells in the worksheet. This is the sheet 1 here, and an active cell is the cell around which you can see this border, thick line of border. Whichever cell I click on, its name is shown in this name box here on the left hand side in the name box. So the name of this cell is calculated by its column name. E is the column and 4 number is the row. So the cell name is E4. If I click here, this is column H and row 12. So the cell name is H12. Now to add some more sheets, this is the first sheet that is by default added in a workbook. If I click this plus sign, a new sheet will be added. So a new sheet 2 is added. If I right click on this sheet, right mouse click, I have the options, this menu options show here in the insert option. When I click, it will ask to insert a worksheet. If I press OK button, a new blank worksheet is added to the left hand side of the selected worksheet. Now again, if I right click on this, I have the delete option. When I click on the delete option, that sheet is deleted. Again, when I right click, I can rename the sheet. I can give it a new name. So here instead of sheet 2, if I name it as supposedly class details and I press the enter key. So the file name, the sheet name is renamed here. If I click on sheet 1, this is the second sheet class details. You can also rename a sheet by double clicking here and then just deleting this, and here if you want house details, so you can write that and press the enter key. So you can rename a sheet by double clicking or by right clicking. Now you can also move or copy a sheet. If I click on move or copy, it is asking me what should I do. I want to create a copy. If I click on create a copy and say OK, so it makes a duplicate of the same sheet with the number 2 added here. And right click, and if I say delete, I will delete this. Again, when I right click on this and I say protect sheet, so it will ask me a password to set to protect the sheet. To unprotect the sheet, something I set the password as ABC and press the OK button. So now it is asking to re-enter the password. I enter the password again. Now, if I double click here and try to type something, it will not allow me to type. It is saying that the cell or chart you are trying to change is in protected sheet. To make a change, unprotect the sheet, you might be requested to enter a password. Now, when I press OK button, and first I need to unprotect, I right click and unprotect the sheet. It is asking me the password, and now I will be able to type something. Okay. And the next thing here is you can change the tab color. So this, if I want a red color for this tab, and for this tab I right click and change the tab color to blue. So the different tabs can be given different colors. The next thing is hide. If I right click on this and say hide, so that sheet has got hidden. And if again I right click here, I will see the unhide option. When I click on unhide, it is asking me which sheet to unhide, and then when I press OK, the sheet is showing again. Now in this class details worksheet, in cell A1, this becomes active cell. Now when the cell is active, I can type anything here. So I press the caps lock on and I type class details and press the enter key. After I press the enter key, the next cell becomes active. Now I want to make changes in this cell, in the cell A1. So I click on cell A1 again, and now from this font size button, I click on this arrow and I choose 24 font size. So the text size changes to 24. And this is the font option. When I click on the arrow from this drop down list, I choose Algerian font. So the text has changed into Algerian font and 24 size. If I click on this B option, the text becomes bold. If again I click on it, it becomes unbold. I will make it italic, and then you will make it underlined. And here we have the option to change the font color. When I click on the arrow here, I can choose any color for my text font. Now I click on cell A3 and I will write here S dot NO dot serial number, and here subject, and here teacher name. Now I want to change all of them to the font size of 24. So there's a shortcut to select all the cells in a worksheet. When you click on the small triangle here, that is between A and 1 on the above the row number 1 and to the left hand side of the column A, when I click here, all the cells in the worksheet get selected in one go. Now if I click on the font size and make it 24, you can see all the text has become 24 size. Now here I want to increase the width of this column B. So I bring my mouse between B and C. You will see that the mouse or the cursor here changes into a vertical line with two arrows on its sides. When I click on this mouse pointer at this dividing line between column B and C, and I drag it to the right hand side, this column B width has increased. So I drag it after the column B and increase the width. If I drag it to the left, the width will decrease. So as per my uh, liking, I can change the size of the column. There's a shortcut to change the size of the column. Here, if I have to increase the column size for C, I just bring my cursor between C and D, the line separating C and D, and I double click here. With my mouse, I double click. As soon as I double click, the column width increases to the size of the text which is the longest in this column. Right now only one text was written, teacher name. So the columns C increased its width to fit in this text completely. After this, I click on the cell below serial number and I write here 1, 2, 3 and press enter key. Now you will see all these numbers are aligned to the right hand side on the cell. In each cell, the numbers are aligned to the right hand side. But the text here in the cells, you can see all the text is aligned to the left hand side. If I write subject here, supposedly English, press enter, math, enter, science. You can see all this text is towards the left hand side of the cell, but the numbers are always placed on the right hand side of the cell. And here, supposing I write the teacher name A, B, C. So this is my sheet data that I have added for class details. Now if I have to save this file, I have to click on the file menu and then I click on save or save as. So I click on save, it opens save as window. Here I scroll down. If I see documents, I can click on documents directly, or I can go in browse. And browse means I have to look for the folder. So I look for the documents folder, and in the documents folder, I will click on new folder, and here I will give the name for my folder, supposedly 3A Shweta. And then I click on the open button. So here I want to open this folder 3A Shweta. My folder is open and now in that I want to give the file name. I click here, delete this and I write here class details and press the save button. So the file names will be saved. There's another file with the same name. So I'll write class details 3A and save it. So you will see at the top in the title bar, the file name is showing here. That means the file has got saved. I hope you do this activity in Microsoft Excel to create some data about your class and save the file. We will continue in the next class.